Hey guys, my name is the Mike James. Welcome back to another video. Did you know that YouTube has 1.5 billion active users? That is only surpassed by Google, which is actually the owner of YouTube. Therefore, putting them two together makes a monster of a search engine, which can greatly improve discoverability for your content. And that is so important in today's aspect of streaming, because many people know, especially Twitch, doesn't really have fantastic discoverability on the platform. And one of the biggest questions that I get is YouTube necessary? No, it's not. It is not necessary at all. However, if you are looking to hopefully try and tap into the power of discoverability and grow your stream, then this is going to be the video for you. So without further ado, guys, number one, let's get into this. Figuring out your focus. Now, this is so huge. Figuring out your focus is something that's going to help you so much when getting into YouTube or starting to build your YouTube channel, because this is kind of like the argument for streamers of, well, are you a variety streamer, or are you going to be the streamer that focuses on this game or doing this? And in today's sort of climate, it can be so helpful if you already in the back of your mind tell yourself, right, I am going to be the YouTube channel that people come to for Dead by Daylight content, or come to my channel for Call of Duty content. No matter what you are on Twitch, you should find something that can nicely correlate with that over on YouTube. With that in mind, let's move on to number two, which is the trends, if you like. This is a super underrated bit of advice. So trends in your focus. This is one of the biggest things that you need to learn how to research, because if you're sat there thinking, well, I play Dead by Daylight, so I'm gonna make Dead by Daylight content, that will take you somewhere. I don't know where, but it will take you somewhere. But what will take you even further, like I'm talking into the stratosphere, is if you look at content that is currently trending in your focus, aka niche. My own personal example of this is if we roll the clock back, it'd be that way, 7 years ago, I used to be a Minecraft YouTuber on this very channel, and the way that I used trends in order to grow my channel was, at the time, I was doing mod spotlights. Now, DayZ was the biggest game at the time. It was huge. Everybody was talking about it. It was getting its own standalone game, which we all know how that turned out. And it was just huge, and everybody absolutely loved DayZ. So what I did was I actually went online and I Googled DayZ mod for Minecraft, and I found one, and I'll admit that the video at the time sucked. Like, the mod was so broke that it was barely functionable. I was actually sick when I made the video, so I sounded like absolute arse. And overall, I just thought the video was going to flop. But because I actually did my research on trends, 7 years later, that video is sitting at 200,000 views, and it's not getting as many views as it used to, but it's still getting views 7 years later, and that is the power of looking into trends. So tip number three. So now that you've done your research on what trends are going to work for your channel and what you want to focus on, now this is the bit that I think is kind of not the most important, but a good midpoint for this video that I think we really need to be talking about. And this is quantity over quality. So many people on YouTube want to get it perfect right away, and they want to make sure that they've got the best camera, the best editing, the best everything. And I know this is so cliche, but please understand how important this is. You are not going to get to the quality that you want without putting in the quantity. So if you're sat here and you're thinking, oh well, I have a beautiful DSLR that's coming in 3 weeks time, I'm going to spend the next 4 weeks just practicing my presentation voice, then I would tell you to stop being silly and just go and get started. My first ever video that I did as a streamer tip, which was my camera angles video, which many of you probably have seen, because it's my most viewed streamer tip video, I actually thought to myself, well, it took me 3 weeks to edit that video because I just didn't want to post it. However, I actually thought by standing up whilst I was presenting the video and sort of adding a bit of a bounce into me presenting it, and I was sort of like bouncing backwards and forwards, I thought that would liven up the performance. I thought it would just add a lot to the performance. Everybody hated it, everybody commented saying it just looked like I needed a pee. So I cannot stress to you just how important it is to just get started, because you're going to make mistakes no matter how hard you try to be perfect. So just go and do it. So now that you've started, you've got your trends, you've got your focus, what can you do as you're on YouTube growing? Well, the best thing I could tell you to do is analyze your best performers. And the way that you do this is using the YouTube Analytics tool, which I know sounds super explanatory, but take a look at things like your click-through rate and your impressions click-through rate ratio and things like that. This is going to help you look at the videos that have got the most views on your channel, and you might see, oh well, I've got 80% of views from YouTube search. Okay, so I need to figure out how to optimize my content to be viewable from search. So you're optimizing it so that when people search on YouTube, it's bringing up your video. There is other ways, such as, you know, showing people, or if it says that your video 80% of the views came from recommended, try and figure out what video the recommended views came from, and try and play into that as you're moving forward. The last and final tip, number 5 for this video, is asking yourself how you can improve. And the purpose of this tip is actually me trying to get you guys to develop your self-awareness. Self-awareness as a content creator is a skill that everybody needs. This isn't actually a skill. This isn't one of those things where we're like, oh, well, focus on it, but don't worry about it if it's not very good. You need self-awareness in this field. If you do not have the self-awareness to realize how good or bad your content is, and if you can't figure out that when you're making a thumbnail, this thumbnail looks hideous, and you can't figure out what it is that makes this video better, then that's a skill that you're going to have to improve, because it's just necessary in this field. If you're streaming for 6 years and you've still got like 4 viewers and you just can't figure out why you're not growing on Twitch, then you're probably not built for this industry. And I don't mean that in any essence to deter anybody. I'm just being a realist. I hate people that are so false. I do try and encourage everybody, and I would always encourage everybody to try being a content creator, try being a streamer, try being a YouTuber, but you have to know when it's time to quit. And that is probably one of the biggest things on this list, because so many people don't know how to read their own content, and I could make a million videos on this and it's not going to help anybody. So make sure that you have a high standard moving forward, and try and ask yourself the question, how can I improve the next video, and try something different. And hopefully that will help. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. I've been the Mike James. I'm going to go live over on Twitch now, so I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!